Okay, we want to look at a finance module once again. To do that, you just have to log in. You have to be first for either a spa admin or a bossa, because these are the two category of staff that have access to school finance. Then once you log into the system, this is what you're going to see, a dashboard. Don't bother clicking on the finance module or finance manager on the dashboard, which is this. Go straight to the menu, scroll down, you're going to see finance manager. Click on it, it opens. Then once it opens, you have different categories. You have the school income, expenditure, payroll, approvals, and reports. Now, where we are going to start with, we are going to have to start looking at the school income. Then under the school income, we have the defined fee titles, which enables us to define fees. Now, defining fees simply means you can define all the fees that you collect in the school. Then we have the set fees, which enable us to set a fee. That is, this term, those in JS1, they are paying 10,000 for tuition, they are paying 5,000 for lesson, they are paying 3,000 for PTA. That is what you do in setting fees. Now, view fees enables to view the fees that you already
go back to
configured in the system.
Go back to that set.
Now, this is set fees.
Give set one as an example.
So, okay, before I continue, let me start afresh so that I will just start from the beginning. So let me delete one of the these tuition that I have already defined. I'll delete coding so that I will redefine them again. So to do that, I want to define a fee title. Now, what I want to define is tuition. I just type tuition. Now, the description is not compulsory, so I just type tuition and click save. So this is how to define a fee. Then I'll go to set fees. Under set fees, you see all the fees that you've defined. And this is the tuition that we just defined now. So I want to set fee for tuition. So click on tuition. Now, when you do that, the next thing you do is have to select the academic year and term. So the academic year we're setting this fee for is 2022-2023. And the term is second term. Then we also have to select whether the fee we are setting is compulsory or it's an optional fee. So in this case, we want to make it compulsory. So we leave that compulsory. Then we select the classes that are going to pay these fees. Now, in most situations, we have different classes paying different things. For instance, you can have a okay, let's use SS1. You can have SS1 paying maybe 20,000 or let's say 50,000. Now, under the subclass, leave it as all, because most time you're going to have all those in SS1. That is all the classes in SS1 paying the same thing. Sometimes you have SS1, A, B, C. In most times, or in most cases, A, B, and C are paying the same thing. So in that case, just leave it as all. Then I select SS1. If SS1 and SS2 are paying the same thing, what I will do is I will select SS1, I'll hold down my control key and click on SS2. So that I will set the two at the same time instead of setting it one after the other. So let's go back to what we are doing. Say we are setting only for SS1. Then I click save. So this is a typical way of setting fee. Any question to that?
These are approved automatically.
Yes, it's automatically approved. But if you now want to decline it, you can now turn it off. That is, you click on decline it to decline it.
Okay.
So that is how to set a fees. The next thing is, if you come back to this set fee again, you'll find out that this place is now blank. So you can't see all the fees that you have already created in this set fee window. But what you are only going to be seeing is, as you are setting the fee, is just dropping. So you see all the ones you are setting. If you move out and come back again, all the fees will be wiped. So if you want to view the fees that you have already created, you go to view fees. Under the view fees, just select the academic year and the term that the fee is for. And in this situation, we have SS1 all. We'll click on it, we'll see the fees that you've already defined. Now, we've done this tuition before now for this SS1, so we just delete one. And this is the one we did first. We'll delete it. So the second one we did now is this 50,000. So we have lesson, tuition, transportation, and this. Let me delete this.
Leave one.
So we have.
Leave one optional fee so that we'll see how they appear.
Okay, yeah. So we have lesson, which is a compulsory fee. We have tuition, which is a compulsory, and we also have optional fee, transportation, which is optional. So in this situation, we have done this creation of fees. The next thing you can do is, one, you can configure your fees. Now, configuring fees simply means that you have different students that are paying different things in this class. For instance, somebody is doing scholarship on tuition. Maybe somebody is doing scholarship throughout. Maybe somebody is not paying for a particular amount. It's on the configure fee. Or somebody is not doing lesson, yes. So it's on configure fees that you're going to take care of all those issues so that whatever each person is paying will be what will be displayed for that particular student. So if we go back to the SS1, second term, 2022-2023, A. Now we'll see all the fees that you have defined for all the students in the class. Because the fees, once you define it for a class, it will automatically be applicable to all the students in the class. And this is the tuition that we just said, which is 50,000. This is lesson, which is 30,000. This is transportation, which is 15,000. So that is how the fee is. So if I want to, for instance, this 1091, I want this person to pay 30,000 in tuition. I'll change this thing to 30,000 for this particular student, and I'll click update. It will update for this particular student. So that is actually how.
So let's say he's not doing lesson.
If he's not doing lesson, we'll change this lesson to 0 and update. So this person currently is only paying 30,000 for tuition, is not paying for lesson, and transportation is 15,000. So the next thing we do is we have generate invoice. This generate invoice simply is going to help you to generate the invoice. Let's say you want to print out the invoice and send it to the parent manually. You go to generate invoice, go to that particular class, SS1A, and you click generate invoice. It's going to generate the invoice for those in this particular class. So you scroll down, you see the invoice for all the students in the class. Now, I hope you remembered the person that is not paying complete tuition. Let me open it in a different tab so that I'll be able to
that person?
Open the, yes, get the person. Because I didn't have it, I don't have it often.
1091.
Okay. 1091.
Yeah.
So
Abazua.
Let me just look for 1091.
That's the first.
Yes.
So that's the first now.
Yeah. Now this first, the tuition normally is 50,000. So we are giving this person a discount of 20,000. So what the person is paying currently is 30,000.
30,000.
Lesson is 3,000, but the person is paying nothing, so we have 0.
Yeah.
Now this transportation, because it's optional, so the optional button is displayed. So the person is paying 15,000 in this transportation. So if you now come down, you see that the optional fee for this person, we have 15,000. Compulsory fee is 30,000. Total is 45. So we have 45, that's 30,000 plus 15,000, we have 45,000. Now, but if you move to the next person, now the value is different because this person is not paying any optional, he's paying a complete tuition and he's paying for lesson. So everything here is 68,000. So with this, you can be able to,
you can download.
Yes, you can download it in PDF or you can print it out for the student. Now this is the PDF.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Or you can just send it to printer. Okay. It will print out.
For this particular,
or
so you can generate
for a particular student. Or you can go up here. At this top here, there's another print icon. So with this print icon, you'll be able to print all the
invoice.
You send all the invoices to printer at the same time.
Wow. This is awesome.
You are not seeing it. I can see you're not seeing the printer, right?
I can see it. Show this printer at the top where your mouse is.
No, I have clicked on printer. Can you see the screen? That printer preview.
No.
Okay.
Are you
Sorry.
connected to a printer?
No, if you click on the print, if you click now to take the printer
Uh,
preview, but even if you're not connected to printer, you just see the preview. So
uh,
the preview just shows you that we have 27 pages to print, and
oh,
all of them is printed in one page each.
okay, wow, fantastic.
So that is actually what this icon does. Whereas this other one helps you to download one after the other. I don't know if you have any questions so far.
No, for now. Continue.
Okay. So the next thing is to receive payment. Now we are still using our 1091. Receive payment. You click on receive payment, it takes you to this window. Now this window enables us to
So receive
select the
payment
student.
is when a student wants to make a payment now. So we want to enter the payment in the system. We want to receive it.
Yes. When you want to, a student is making payment in the school, maybe he's paid to the bank, he's now bringing the teller to the school,
Yeah.
or the student is paying cash to the school. However, whatever case it is, you
Yeah.
want to enter into the system. So what you're going to do is you come to receive payment. This is where you receive the payment. Please give me 30 seconds. I'm coming.
Okay.
Are we there?
Yes.
Okay, so on this place, we go back to that our SS1 we are using for demonstration, SS1A, and we are looking for 1091. Now on this page, it's going to show you all the students in the class, amount due, amount paid, and the outstanding. Now this is the person we are using as our demonstration.
Yeah.
Abazuwa Chinecherem 1091. The amount due is for 5,000. Amount paid for everybody is 0. Outstanding for this person is for 5,000, whereas the rest in the class, the outstanding is 8,000. And at the top here, you're going to see that we have a kind of summation of all the total amount due for the class, total amount paid, and total outstanding. So if I want to receive payment for this 1091, I click on pay button, this pay button here. Once I click on it, it opens the payment screen for me. And this payment screen shows you the amount you're supposed to pay. Now, in this case, because the lesson has been removed for this person, lesson is not even sold at all. So we only have tuition and transportation. Now, tuition is 30,000, transportation is 15,000, total is 45,000. Then at this top here, you have a button, and this button is going to enable you to send notification for this payment to the parent. Let's say the parent's phone number is on the system. Once you receive this payment, the parent is going to get a receipt of this payment on his phone. And if you, let's say for instance, I want to pay, let's say 35,000. So instead of entering 30,000 here and entering 5,000 on the second box, I can just come to this place, click on it, and enter 35,000.
Okay.
So once I enter 35,000, the system will automatically split it for me.
Okay.
30 up, 5,000 below.
Okay.
Then I will select the date. Let's assume the date, the payment was not made today. Let's, for instance, today is Monday, and this payment was made on Friday. So I have to enter the date the payment was made. And I'll select the bank the payment was made to. Now, in this case, there's no bank here. So let's go back and define a bank so that any payment that is made, we attach it to the bank the payment was, or to the account the payment was made to. So we go to manage bank account, still under that school income. I'll be able to enter an account number. Let's call it, the account name is Digital School.
Bank name.
Digital School.
Bank name.
Sorry. Bank name, let's say bank name is GTB. Account name is Digital School. Account number is 01314100391. The purpose is just school fees. So I've entered. Now, I can also decide I want to display
especially
this
because some schools use different accounts to collect different fees.
Yes. So we can say this one is for, we can say this one is for maybe tuition. Display it in student results so that when students are checking the result, they will see the account detail in the result. You can say yes or no. In this case, we yes. Now, let's say different sections of the schools are using different accounts to pay. So you can decide which section is using this account. If all the schools, or all the sections in the school, like basic, nursery, secondary, are using all of them, just select all and click save. So we have entered the account detail where the payment is going to be made to. So we go back to receive payments, go back to our SS1 and continue with the payments. So let me use another one, 1093. Now in this 1093, we now have tuition, lesson, and transportation. Let's say, for instance, I want the students to pay lesson first before they pay tuition. So that one they are going to pay first, so that if I enter this amount here, it will first of all fill that one before it moves to the next one. And also, you have to also remember that this payment platform is also on the student side. But the student side, they don't have the ability to split. Like I can say here, I'm entering 30,000. I come here, I enter 1,000. I'll come here, I'll enter 5,000. Now, but on the student side, they don't have the ability to split it like this. The only thing they will do is to enter the amount, the system will split it for them. Now, in the situation whereby I want them to pay a particular fee first before moving to the next, what I would need to do is, let me go close this and move back to view fees. Now, on these view fees, I'll go back to the SS1. So I'll now say, okay, I can drag this lesson and move it up. Once I move this lesson up and then go to receive payments,
the lesson will be at the first.
Lesson will now be first thing to pay for. So the lesson will move up. So if I enter, for instance, I enter 40,000. First of all, this time we put 3,000 for lesson and 37,000 for tuition, and that is how it works. And like I say, if you want the notification to be sent to the parents, you have to make this button to be enabled. If I don't want to make it enabled, I want to make it enabled for subsequent payment, it's enabled. If you disable it for subsequent payment, it's disabled. But as it is, it's very easy. You can either turn it on or off for any particular payment you want to make. Then we can now come here and select the bank, GTB Digital School. So you can have GTB Digital School, GTB lesson fee, GTB this. So you can select the particular account that you want the money to go to.
Yeah.
So that is how to make the payment. Then you can now submit and print POS receipt or submit and print normal receipt. Now this one is going to give you a small tiny receipt on the screen, so that you just click on print. You can send it to the printer.
Printer.
That is if you have a POS printer. But if you have A4 paper printer, you use the other one to send it, and it will still take you to the printer for printing using A4 paper. Then if you come back here again, you will now see that, okay, this person has made a payment of 40,000. Outstanding is 28,000. You can reprint the receipt by clicking on this. It will take you the A4 printer, or you can click on the second one. It will still bring back the POS printer for you to print if you want to reprint the receipt. So this is actually how to receive payment.
So if you want to make payment again, we still click on pay.
If you want to pay again, for this person, you click on pay again.
Okay.
So once you click on pay, now shows, okay, we have
what he has paid, Abi.
Yes. In this case, now it's not showing that lesson is paid, so you can't enter money in lesson again. So you can now start entering. If you decide to go from here, I can say I'm entering 50,000. It automatically take 13,000 for tuition, which is the balance for tuition, and then the remaining 15,000 enter the transportation. So that is how you keep making the payments.
Okay.
So that is about receiving payment. If you go to transactions, transactions simply shows you the transactions that you have performed. For instance, I can say this is 2023 second term. I can say I click here. I want to see all the transactions. System will display all the transactions. Now this is the one I just did now. Adebayo Toby. SS1, the amount paid was 40,000. This is the invoice that was generated and the rest of it. It shows you the user also that made the payment. So again, I can say I want to view for a particular class, let's say SS1. So I'll just go to SS1. Then I click continue. It shows me all the payments made for SS1, the same thing. Now I can now say I want to view for from a particular date to a particular date. So I'm using this today, which is 17th. I'll click. So it now shows me only this one that I made for today. You can also say you want to view for a particular name. So I can just look for this Adebayo. So it will show me the payment this person made. Where is Adebayo Toby? So, but actually, that is actually how this one works.
Yeah.
You can select by name. You can select by date. You can select by class, all the class, everybody in the class. And you can filter the whatever you want to display based on the date and all. You can also use name. This display all the names of those in the class. So that's how this works. So that's about transactions. And we have already looked at this managed bank account earlier. And then we can also enable online payment by coming to enable online payment. This online payment helps you to receive payment online. That is, the parents be able to make payments using their ATM card. Now, in this system, we have majorly two platforms that we support for making online payments. We have the Flutterwave and we have Paystack. So you have to this form. We have anybody who is interested will now have to make a request for it. We'll show the person how to set it up on the site. Whether they want to do Flutterwave, they go to Flutterwave site or Paystack site and set it up. Then after they set it up, the company will give you a public and a private key, which you are going to enter here and just enable it. Once you do this, parents will be able to make payments using their card when they log into the parent portal. So that is how actually this one works. I don't know if you have any questions.
No, for now, it's very fantastic.
Okay. So the next thing we want to look at is let's look at reports. Let's jump the rest of the thing because the major thing we are looking at now is majorly collecting school fees payments. So let's look at the report.
The report is under report. Okay, can we look at we are done with the school fees collection. What about
Yes.
expenditure?
Okay, expenditure is basically the same, just the same way. We first of all define your expenditure, the expenses you make in school. Like in this case, we have NEPA, we have salary, we have textbook. So these are basically the expenses we make in the school. So in this case, to define it, just enter your each one. You have to enter a short name and a long name for it. Actually, we are still going to look at a way to reduce what we enter. But currently now we have to enter the long name and the short name. For instance, you want to enter stationary. So I can just say stationary. And I'm using it both as long name, short name, and the long name. Description is optional. I'll just click submit, save. It will save the stationary. So what I now do is any expenses I make, I'll come here and enter it. Let's say I made the expenses on stationary. Now I'm going to enter who did I pay this money to? Like which of the staff in the school was in charge of this payment? Let's say you go and buy stationery, I gave the money to somebody in the school. Let's say that person I gave the money, his name is Mary. I enter the name Mary. This person that I gave the money to, an amount I gave this person is 20,000. Now that stationery is 20,000, and I gave this person 20,000. So you have to record the amount for what you are paying for, the amount due, and the amount you are actually paying at the moment. Because sometimes, let's say the amount due is 20,000 and you are only paying 50,000. So the amount due will have to be 20,000. The amount you are paying is 15,000. In this case, we have 20,000, and the date, you select the date, in this case today. And if there's any further information that needs to be added to the system based on this payment, you add it and click save. Once that is done, the information will be entered into the system for record keeping. We have a stationary 20,000. The balance is zero, and the receiver is Mary. So that is how this stationery works. This that is how expenditure works.
All right.
Then if you look at the report, we have a school payment summary, and we also have school payment breakdown. Now, school payment summary gives you a summary of payments for the term. Let's say I can say I want to see a summary of payment for this second term. So I'll just click on second term, select the year, and click continue. It's going to generate a summary of the payments we have received for this term. So this shows you at the top here, we have the total amount due, amount paid, pending, outstanding. Now, if you now scroll down, you now see, okay, this one, basic one. This, for each person, this is amount paid. Now, because we didn't set up any amount, any payment for this one, it's showing everything in 00. So it just keeps going. But let's move directly to SS1 that we just did now. So now this is SS1. This is the names of students in the class. This is amount due, amount paid, and the balance. Now, when you scroll down to the end of that SS1, you'll see the summary for SS1. Total amount due is this. Total amount paid is this. Outstanding is this. So it's showing us the summary for this SS1. So that is how it's going to do for all the classes until you get to the end. If you come to the top, it now shows you a summary of everything that happened. While in between, you are seeing per class what happened in each class. So this is it's called school payment summary. But if you go to school payment breakdown, it's just like school payment.
Yes, each of the payments.
The only difference here is that you are just checking each of the payments. Like here, you want to check tuition. It just shows you, okay, this is amount to receive for tuition. And it shows you the summary at the top. And in the same way, as you are going down, you are seeing what was paid on each class for that tuition. So that is how this one works.
Yeah.
Then class payment summary. Class payment summary in this case is showing you per class.
Class by
class. So I can say here, I just want to see for SS1A. So I click continue. It shows me the summary for SS1A heavy. So I can now break this one class and subclass by subclass and see everything. And the same way, we also have a class payment breakdown, which is going to break down the whole thing, just in the same way. But in this case, it's breaking it down and it's still for class and subclass. So this is how this one works. So we can also see our expense reports. We can select the month we want to check, the year we want to check, 2022, 2023, and click generate report. It shows us all the expenses we've made for the year. So it just gives us for a particular year, it just gives you a total expenses you made. You can also select based on months. Okay, for this month, what are the expenses that I made? It shows, okay, so just this stationery that entered into the system. So this is the only expenses that have been made for this month. You can also say, okay, I want to check only January salary. So I'll check this. Okay, I've not paid anything for January salary. January stationery, I'll check. So you can break it down like this, so you can check for all at once. Then we also have creditors. Creditors shows you those that you have not been able to make their payment complete. So in this case, who you are owing. So it shows you the people you are owing at the moment, so that you'll be able to offset whatever you are owing. Now, let's say the one we did for stationery. Okay, let's make another expenditure. Let's say we want to pay NEPA bill.
You want to pay the balance of that stationery.
No, stationery you paid complete.
Okay.
Okay, let's do another stationery, and this time is Sunday that we gave the money. Amount due is 45,000. Amount paid is 25,000, and it's also the payment was made today too. So in this case, if we now go to if we go to our creditors page, we'll now see that at the top of this place, we have 45,000. Amount paid was 25,000. Balance is 20,000. So we are owing this person. We need to balance up the 20,000. So if you want to balance up this money, where you still do that is you go back to that expenditure where the payment was made. You open this expenditure again. you see that where is that stationary at the top here? You can edit it.
Yeah, okay.
So we have now amount 20,000. You now enter the name of the receiver and enter the date. And this is how to get this one sorted out. So if I want to edit, I just enter, okay, 20, I'm paying the 20,000 now. And I still make the payment today and submit. So that's it. So if you come back here again, you find out that you're no longer owing anything for this stationery. So it's for 5,000, the amount takes for 5,000. So that is how to clear up all you are owing. And once you have cleared it all, this edit button will no longer show here, but the ones that are still owing, you see edit button by the side where you can update the payments.
Okay.
So so far that is actually how this thing works. I don't know if you have any questions so far.
No.
So we can also generate our profit and loss accounts. The profit and loss account, just generate the dates that you're making. You want to see how you are doing within this range. And the system shows you how you are doing.
Total income, total
Now,
expenditure, and your balance. Debit and credit, and balance.
So here we have the debit and the credit and the balance. So on the credit, this is the amount that came in.
Yeah.
It was 37.3, that is 39.49. Then what we spent 60,000. We made 50,000. And the balance is minus 15,000. So at each point, I can select from this point to this point and see how the whole thing balances out. And it shows me where the money entered. Like here, it's showing under the debit, it's showing you is stationary. Under this, it's showing you where the money also came from. You got this amount for blessing, got this amount from tuition, got this amount from translation, got this amount from this. So it gives you the breakdown, and then you see the balance, how you are doing. So in this case, we are running a loss.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
So that is actually how it is. So, but let's say you now want to buy, let's say, okay, now let's push up the money that we got.
Receive payment.
So we go back to that receive payment and go to the SS1. So I can just go to somebody, a particular student paid 68,000. So I'll just come here and enter 68,000. And money was paid here. And I submit. So we have made this payment. So in this situation now, for this month, if you now say we want to see our trial balance.
Profit and loss.
Sorry, profit and loss account. From 1st of January to the end of January. So we now have 53,000 as our profit. So this is how actually this thing works for now.
It's very good. It's very good.
So we still have, we'll still look at payroll, how the payroll works. But for now, let's just stop here for now.
All right.
Just go through it.
I'll stop the record.
We'll still do a video later for that one and see how it works.